Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is a ghost here. I'm going to lock down my pellets layer. I'm going to create a new layer in my timeline, and I'm going to call it ghost. Ghost. I'm just going to make one ghost. Okay. Since this shape is a little bit odd, I am going to choose to use my pen tool. So this will create a custom shape. It will not do the fill. Right now I have to set to white. It won't pick up the fill color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in. I left click once. It's going to make my first anchor point right here. Then I'm going to left click, drag. And this is like creating a path in Photoshop as far as the selection. I'll left click down here, and then I'm going to left click, left click. I'm going to undo that one. Left click, left click, left click, left click with my mouse, and then you have to close it off, okay? So now I want to change the color of it, and I want to do, let's pick up the color of the ghost. That needs to be a little bit brighter. This light blue will do. I'm going to fill that color in, okay? And then I am going to select my stroke here. I want my stroke to be the same color, so let me go back to my pen tool. Okay, so now I can go back and change it to the same blue. Let me fill it. Let me fill. Oh, here we go. But you'll let me. There we go. Yeah, I need to switch to the ink bottle, and so now I can fill that in. Okay, I could adjust, like when you see that something that's not quite meeting up. I'm gonna go back to my selection tool, and like always, if you hover, there you go, hover, and if it's you get the arc, you can edit that. Okay, so now within the ghost, I'm gonna convert this to a symbol. Okay, because I'm going to have the eyes move around. So that's an animation within an animation here. So first I'm just going to go ahead and do the eyes. So I'm going to not put a stroke in. I'm going to change it to white. I am going to use just my oval. And then I can use my selection tool, hold the Alt key. And like I said, Alt Shift will let you move it parallel. And then I'm going to see how that's selected. If I were to go change the color now, it would change like here. I'll show you an example. See, it would change the color. And so that, you just got to get used to it. Left click off of there. Now I'm going to go back to my oval tool. I'm going to use black. Or actually it's blue. They did the blue eyes. And then they're kind of more round. So I'm going to go ahead and move that up here. Alt Shift. Boom. There's the eyes. Okay, so now I'm going to left click, drag over everything, and I'm going to right click, and we're going to convert it to symbol. We're going to keep it a graphic. I find graphics are the best because you'll see drop down movie clip and a button. And it is easier as a beginning animation student to keep it as a graphic because then it plays in real time. As far as when you, excuse me, loop it and you play it back in Adobe Animate. Excuse me, I am not fond of the movie clips because excuse me, the only way you're going to be able to see your animation within that symbol's timeline is if you export it when it's a movie clip. And so I just like the graphic one. It's pretty straightforward. So now I'm going to call it Ghost and hit OK. Now I'm going to double click on my ghost. See the ghost timeline, and we're going to call it Eyes. Okay, so the same idea. Keyframe right here. I mean, all I'm going to do is move the eyes. So I'm going to hold the Shift key, and I'm going to select those eyes. I'm going to move over to the next empty frame. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to insert or convert to keyframe. Okay, I've converted to a keyframe. It's duplicated. Hold the Shift key. Now I can move the eyes at the same time. Okay, I can go ahead, right click, convert to keyframe. It's duplicating it. What's already on the previous frame. I'm going to grab the eyes. I'm going to bring them down here. And you can see the ghosting of the previous eyes, which is nice. If you really want to, you can do some onion skinning right here, and you can see where the eyes are. I don't know why it's not working. Come on. Ah, there it is. It's doing the onion skinning one. You see multiple frames. There it is. Okay, I don't want that. I'm going to turn that off because it's just doing eyes. Okay, and right click, convert to keyframe. And then I'm just going to grab the eyes. I'm just going to make them kind of go around in a circle. And then the last one. And I could probably Yeah, actually I want to add one more keyframe. Let's insert, convert keyframes, left click off of there, and then bring the eyes back up to the top. I'll scrub through, left click and hold, boom. I think we're good. Okay, so going back to my scene, I'll click on the scene. I'm going to hit Control S to save my file, which I have not done that. That's bad. Okay, so .fla is the native file for Adobe Animate. I'm going to call it Ghost. Oh, Pac-Man. Pac-Man Final. Okay, so that means when it's Adobe Animate.fla file, it will only play in Adobe Animate. You always have to export it with, because that's a native file, and if somebody doesn't have the program on their computer, they can't really do anything with it. And so I am gonna go, I think I had it in my animation folder idea. I'm just gonna hit save. Okay, back to my scene. So now what should happen is if I scrub through, see the eyes are moving. And so now what I can do is on 20, I'm gonna right click and we're gonna insert keyframe. And now I can move my ghost. So this is kind of the fun part. The eyes will move and I'll move my ghost on 20. So then I will, I guess I can move my ghost over here. Maybe it's going back and forth, it's pacing. And then I'm gonna right click and we're gonna convert to classic tween. It will automatically create those in between frames for you, and the eyes are moving. So if I go ahead and zoom out, let's hide the background picture. There we go. And then I'm just gonna play it. I know I'm not done all the way, but, and then I will loop it. Let's loop it. Okay, and then as Pac-Man's eating the pellets, I would make the pellets disappear by deleting the pellets. But now you got your little animation with Pac-Man. So after this, I want you to create like some kind of retro video game animation for this. And I think it would be really cool. Like this could be our splash screen for our animation and video club. Okay, so later on you can add a text layer. There's the T for type, and you could type in and animate, okay, our club, and we got to think about a name for our club and all that good stuff. So anyways, this gets you started in Adobe Animate. It's a super easy program, very user-friendly, and it will let you preview things in real time. So we'll talk more about other things we can do with this, but that's it for now.